Audio learners. These are the second types of learners that we have in our class. They love to listen and learn. Of course, they would listen to the teacher and learn. But then the teacher needs to have more planning for audio learners also. She can bring in audio tapes and then play those audio tapes in the classroom to make the audio learners learn better. Because when they listen, these learners, they can register what they listen to and memorize it, and this is sort of printed in their mind and they can reproduce it well. The teacher needs to plan this in her lesson planning. As for the audio learners, she needs to do something different as making sounds of the words. If she is using the sounds of the letters in order to pronounce the words, the audio learners would be very happy to understand and learn the sounds. Also, sometimes young children like to listen to the sounds of animals and then name those animals. So this can be a game played with the audio learners in the primary section, where the teacher can bring the sounds of different animals and ask them to name the animal when they listen to the sound. Also, the teacher would come to know that there are certain audio learners in the class who can do this activity very well. And the teacher would be able to assess that these are the students who can be put in the category of listening to the audios and then learning. This can also be suggested to the parents. If the parents are in cooperation with the school team, the teachers can inform the parents that their children are good listeners. So the parents can make an effort to play such audios at home in which a lot of learning can be done. As we all know that when we go to places like an airport or a hospital or a bank, many instructions are given to us which we need to listen to. Some of us do not pay attention to the listening. So this is a good exercise for the students to inculcate the habit of listening to the tapes, so that all these announcements which are made at the airports, railway stations, banks, hospitals are paid attention to by the listeners, because if the students get into the habit of listening to instructions, then they would not ignore the instructions which are given at these places. At the same time, the teacher, when she identifies the audio learners in the class, she can also get such examples from the tapes which would be having instructions for the airports, for the railway stations and the banks, and this would be also a good activity for the students to learn different vocabulary in the classroom, and by paying attention to the speaker, they can also learn the pronunciation, the word stress which is being used, but most of it, the audio learners are going to benefit from this activity because they can learn more with the use of audio. Therefore, the teacher needs to put this in her planning. So that means in her planning, she is going to look for the visual learners, an activity for the visual learners, an activity for the audio learners. But it is not necessary that only the people who are audio learners are going to learn from audios. The other students are also going to benefit from the responses of the audio learners. So in that way, the peers are going to also benefit from the audio learners in the class. Likewise, the responses from the visual learners would also benefit the other students, because by their responses, the other students, while they listen to the responses, would be learning and also considering those answers to be valid ones and to be learned and worked on it.